I'm Jeff Grant. I'm the Executive Director of Family ReEntry in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and we're going to be presenting the Prison Portal project today. We have a short video. It's going to last 3 or 3.5 minutes. But before we do that, I'm hoping you'll all join me in a moment of silence for the shooting victims in Washington today and families in the building that is burning in London. So please, 30 seconds of silence on their behalf. Thank you.
The portal is a gold shipping container equipped with immersive audio and visual technology that enables you to talk to a person in a place that's far away from you, but make it appear like you're in the same room, which makes you have like a more intimate conversation, close the doors and settle in your face with someone in the portal somewhere else in the world, somewhere like Rwanda, Germany, or Mexico. That's what the portal is. It's a way to bridge the gap between people that probably would never get to visit each other. The portal has opened up the world for me and my neighborhood. My name is Louis Lee, and I'm a Shared Studios portal curator. My portal is located in the Amani neighborhood, which is also known as the 53206, which is now known as the most incarcerated zip code in the country. 62% of adult men in this neighborhood are or have been in prison. Only time you see people gather in mass is when something bad happens, or like somebody gets shot. Last time I seen people like being so friendly, hanging out, kind of happy was like when I was a kid. The portal became kind of a global clubhouse. We had bands in the portal. We did spoken word tournaments in the portal. We did ciphers in the portal. We had yoga classes in there. For Father's Day last year, we united 500 men in Milwaukee with 500 men in Newark. One of the things that we did was unique with criminal justice dialogue. And one of the powerful things that dialogue led to was us actually getting residents to talk to actual officers, and made people understand law enforcement a little better. It enabled them to understand us. You have people that never left the neighborhood. The portal provided a way for people to learn about the world. Kids here have made friends with kids in Greenwich, Connecticut. They've met and learned from refugees in Iraq. It gave them the hope of you can make it out of the worst of circumstances, because they actually said people do it. A lot of people would just come just want to talk, just to get stuff off their chest. They didn't feel like they were being judged. It engaged people in a therapy way. I've changed my life now, but when I was younger, I was in and out of prison. Each time I got out, I left without coping skills I needed, without job prospects to keep me from falling back on hustling, still dealing with the trauma of my childhood. I can only imagine what a difference it would have made to have had the experience of a portal in prison. I could have seen regularly how much my children were growing up while I was locked up. I could still have been a presence in their lives. I could have connected with job training or therapists to address the trauma of my youth. These days, I go back into the prisons to teach a class twice a week. Sometimes I think how much bigger my impact could be if I could portal into a lot of prisons and tell my stories and the lessons I've learned with so many people. There are so many possibilities, so many ways the portal can make the prison experience one of growth and learning. I'm hoping that with the start of the Prison Portal Project, portals can start making the change even sooner in the lives of so many people who need every support we can provide them as they work to turn their lives around.
Here, everyone, I'm Jeff Grant, the Executive Director of Family ReEntry. This is Amar Bakashi, and he's the creative director and founder of Shared Studios, and they created the portals. And he's going to tell you more about the portals that exist in about 25 locations around the world. We're very grateful to be able to bring this to Connecticut and to install a portal for the first time in the United States in a prison. And I think the commissioner is going to want us to do that in New York in the fall. We're also going to have another portal in the inner city in Bridgeport, and those portals are going to be able to communicate with one another and with portals around the world. And Amar will tell you a little more about that, but I want to tell you how this happened. My wife, Lynn Springer, and I were attending an event at Greenwich Academy about 8 months ago, and we got there early. So they asked us if we wanted to go outside and go see the portal. And of course, we had no idea what that was, but we went out into the sidewalk outside the event, and there was a gold shipping container out there that that wasn't really marked. We didn't know what it was. We went inside, and once we went in there, it was clear that it was kind of an immersive environment where we could speak to people in other parts of the world as if we were in the same room. And it just so happens when we went in there, Amar was there speaking from Brooklyn, and I kid you not, it was like we were in the same room, just like this. And so, of course, my mind started to go, and I asked Amar, just like this, I said to him, have you ever done this in a prison? And he said, no, but we would love to. And I said, well, let me contact the commissioner and get him down here and see if we can make something work. So a couple of weeks later, Commissioner Semple and John Santa from the Sentencing Commission came down, and we had a meeting in the portal. And not only did they meet with Amar and had the first meeting with Amar, but they also met with some ex-offenders who had been the curators of a portal that were in inner city Milwaukee. One of them you saw on the video today. And immediately, the commissioner and John Santa got it right away, the kind of uses we could do for this portal, not just for immersive video visits, but also parents and children could go on events all over the world together. There could be probation meetings, there could be parole meetings, there could be counseling meetings, there could be cultural and events meetings. And we're only just starting to understand really what a portal can do in terms of its connectivity with the rest of the world. This is a project that Amar and his people have been working on, but the application in the Criminal Justice Committee is criminal justice community is very, very exciting for us because we're really looking for innovative ways to step out and do things and take leadership in social responsibility around the country. So with that, I'm going to introduce Amar, and thank you all for showing up today. I love being part of this community, and here's Amar Bakashi.
So thank you, Jeff and Family ReEntry, for bringing what was an idea a year ago quite close to being a reality. The portals began connecting people in Iran, Tehran, and New York. Individuals went and they spoke to strangers about daily life. And the idea was most Americans don't have a chance to meet people in Iran, and they only hear about them through the news. People came into the portal on both sides and had very intense encounters and started saying, you know, I'd love to bring my students here or my grandmother, or I'd love to make a painting or take whatever passion I have and apply it in this space. And portals began to grow. And now we have about 25 around the world, and we add, you know, about 4 to 5 a month. And they range from a refugee camp in Iraq to a modern art museum in Mexico to inner city Milwaukee. And all of these sites are staffed by portal curators. So we have such incredible technology at our fingertips. I mean, it's as easy to call our mother as it is to call someone in Myanmar. And the real problem is, you know, what if I got a random friend request from someone in Iran or Burma, I would delete it and think it was spam. So what we do with portal curators, in addition to create this environment, is create a community of people who are taking advantage of technology to build a global community across all forms of distance. And it's been incredible to watch in Milwaukee, many people, and we have them in Baltimore and a couple other cities in the US, people who often haven't left their zip code, starting to form enduring relationships with people in Mumbai or Kigali or Mexico City. So now, the idea of bringing it home in a certain sense, you know, I was born and raised in the US and Washington, DC, and in many ways, our own communities can be as far apart as Iran and the US. And the experience of people within our country can be as distant as mine from someone who grew up in Burma. And the hope is by using technology and amazing community partners, we can seize this moment together to form bonds across communities and really, I can't think of a better partner and a better place to try to build this sense here at home than with the ReEntry community, with Family ReEntry, and by putting portals into the prison environment. So thank you to Jeff. Thank you for all of you for helping guide portals into this new space. And I'm really looking forward to what we can do together. Thanks.